right. Hello, good day. This is Pastor Will. Welcome to Rev 1211 Life. There have not been many videos out lately, and there's a reason for that. But I'll just put it this way. God has been in my kitchen. He's been all up in my kitchen lately. And he has actually, been overcooking my grits a little bit. So what I'm saying to you is he interrupted things for a minute. And we all know when God interrupts, all things come to a halt. So that's where I've been. But I did want to, speaking of halt, I did want to finish the series that we began, which was uh, essentially, it's called HALT. The acronym is H.A.L.T. And I think we had covered the H, which was for hungry, making poor decisions when you're hungry. We covered the A, which is anger, making poor decisions when you're angry. Today, I do want to cover the L in HALT, which is loneliness. And a lot of times when we're lonely, we make very poor decisions. And I know that's been a very real for me, something that when I was particularly in my addiction, my loneliness, being alone, really, I didn't like who I was. So being alone in my head was a real problem for me. But a lot of times our loneliness comes from different hurts. So what I just, a verse came to me from Psalm. It was from 27:10. It says, though my father and mother forsake me, the Lord will receive me. And what I want to say is a lot of times we mistake being alone with loneliness. And see, so being alone and being in loneliness are really a heart issue. If you're okay, if your heart is in a good place, you're able to be alone. You're able to be with your thoughts. You're able to be with your heart is in a good place. But when you're not, you seem like there's loneliness. And that loneliness may come from being actually being done wrong by parents, mother, father, sister, brother, family. You may feel abandoned and alone. But God is telling us, he says, to take your loneliness to him. Take your loneliness to God. Because a lot of times we look for things, we look for this hole of loneliness to be filled through other means. Whether we look for these things from family, friends, relationships, all these things. But God's saying, bring that to me. So when we're alone, when we're feeling lonely, a lot of times we may be tempted to pick the phone up for that toxic relationship. We may be tempted to take that ride to the store to get that bottle. We may be tempted to go to the club or the bar and make really poor decisions at that time. So I'm going to encourage you today to check your loneliness. If you're ever feeling anxious and feeling like you may make a poor decision, check out how lonely you are and examine that. So that's my encouragement today. And also, Psalm 147:3 tells us that God, he heals the brokenhearted and binds up the wounds. So we don't have to live with the wounds of the past or the more recent wounds that we have and allow them to make us feel lonely. Because with God, we are never alone. So I just want to make sure you understand that before you make that decision to pick that phone up, or to make that run to the store, or to make that run to your man, to your guy who gives you what you think you need, check your loneliness, check your heart, and give it to God. So I'm glad that we're able to cover that loneliness today. Just understand that being alone and being lonely are two different things. And we have to learn to discern which one we are at the time. Being alone is okay. Being alone, we can spend time with God. Being alone, we can actually examine our own hearts. But loneliness can be dangerous. So be careful out there. I'm glad we had a chance to spend this time together. I'm glad I humbly am able to bring this message to you today. And we'll be back, and I'm going to finish the series. I'm going to finish the T. So be ready for that. And the T stands for tired. So a lot of us are tired nowadays. So we're going to examine that as well. But guys, take care. God bless you. And we'll see you soon.